irritator, trying to help that they couldn't eventually. She's a rough cut, she's a tough stuff. Oh, were you thinking of me? Oh, were you thinking of me? Oh, were you thinking of me with a love like that? Oh, were you thinking of me? Oh, were you thinking of me? Oh, were you thinking of me with a love like that? It was a night, well, a night just like the others. Picked up the bag that she always gave to me. She wore her laptop, tripping undercover. Got in a car just to never get back to me. Sneak in a room, she's missing her lover. I really hope I can get away with it. She's a top cup, she's a top 10 stuff. Oh, were you thinking of me? Oh, were you thinking of me? Oh, were you thinking of me with a love like that? Oh, were you thinking of me? Oh, were you thinking of me? Oh, were you thinking of me with a love like that? Oh, were you thinking of me? Oh, were you thinking of me? Oh, were you thinking of me with a love like that? Oh, were you thinking of me? Oh, were you thinking of me? Oh, were you thinking of me with a love like that?
Hello. Could somebody please possibly PM me or highlight me and confirm that you can hear me, okay? My microphone is iffy, so I don't actually know if this is working at the moment. Hopefully it is. But if someone could let me know, it would be much appreciated. Anyone but a mermaid. Come on. Oh. Thank you. Thank you, Vindaloo. Okay, so let's see. This is the Gladi versus IceBoyZz game in Division 1. It's actually a highly kind of unimportant game. It's already been decided by the allocation of points so far that both these players cannot make it to the playoffs. This is the last game of this group, Group B in Division 1, which was my group. It was quite the competitive group, of which Templar and Night Terror have proceeded to. So this is really just a fun game, and it will probably decide who gets third and fourth place of these two, I think. So probably won't have that many nerves in it. Because it doesn't really matter as such for both these players. I'm sure we'll probably get a very high skill game out of this, because they'll be playing as if it's kind of practice as opposed to a really important, I say really important, you know, a playoff deciding cup game. So it should be great to watch, and I hope we still get the same number of viewers as we would in a normal game that could decide playoffs. So I'm still currently waiting for both the players on my server I'm assuming I am on the right one. I'll just check. You should be able to hear the echoing sound of mining facility, although I haven't displayed the Unreal yet. Yep. Okay, there we go. So Mermaid, are you going to come and join me? Is that what you're going to do? Are you going to help me to provide high-skilled, in-depth commentary with your wonderful BT experience? Well, knowing Mermaid is probably gone AFK or is just ignoring me, so never mind that. So it looks like I'll be doing this one on my own. Asterix is currently with Mouse streaming the HIV zombie game. I believe that's 4-0 to HIV at the moment, and that's actually quite an important game because I believe if Zombie wins that, Chezzy would go through with Strippy, but if HIV wins that, HIV will go through with Strippy. I think that's the case. Not entirely certain though. We'll need to confirm that once we kind of see the results. There is another game today which will also affect playoffs, so this game obviously won't, but there is a game of Zorf versus TP-987 which is still to be played, and that, upon the result of that, that will decide whether or not Finals or Twisty Tank goes through to the playoffs. So there's a lot riding on that game. Neither Zorf or TP-987 can proceed, but the result of that game will decide it for the other two players. That's an important one. But for now, we bring you a chilled, friendly game between two players that have an equal number of wins and losses in the cup so far. I think they're both on 2 wins, 2 losses. They've both equally performed well. And so, yeah, we should see a very even game coming. You can say don't know what the maps are. I'm going to guess it's the last map week. I don't actually really know. I probably should. But why not? I'm sure it will be. Night, yeah, the other 4 have played Solar Moon in the first game, so it must be this one for week 5. Okay, and they're quite eager to click, so here we go. Solar Moon, as Big Boss has been commentating over the last few games he's commentated, has said that this has been the bloodbath of the cup so far, and certainly not a false statement. We've seen a large variety of deaths all over this map, in every single room really. Every room has caused some different players problems. Falling from the top, dying in this rush room, even dying at that gong slope dodge just there. Like, there's so many different places. But both players looking very good at the moment. There's, as I said earlier, there's not really... gladi having a bit of trouble. Just needs to go up without pressing forward, and then he'll make that. There we go. So IceBoyZz massive lead now, or massive, maybe 10ish seconds, but he has done the lava shortcut, which only gives him 8 health. Glad he goes for the nin jump at the corner there, I approve. Well, IceBoyZz is now in the ice room This is the main. That is weird. This is the main room where people have been dying. It is very well known to be the most difficult. Oh! Wow, I've never seen that before. I've never seen anyone with 8 health survive after losing health at that lift. I can't believe he survived with 1 HP. This is clearly some hacks on IceBoy's side, but that is outrageous. And Super is telling me that my microphone is screwing up, so I'm going to try and fix that. One moment please. So just say in the BT channel for me guys, is it any better now? Any better now? Can you guys hear me? Is that good? Is that bad? Is it ugly? Okay. Just let me know if it oh. Okay, how about now? IceBoyZz has died, by the way. Oh my god. How is it now? Let me know. Okay, right, Super says it's okay, so I'm just going to not touch the microphone at all and hope that it's better now. So gladi with a good lead at the moment. We had a kind of third death from IceBoyZz on his second run, which gives gladi a very good lead at the moment. I think if I were to predict anyone to win this game, I would have probably okay. I was gonna say I would have probably gone with IceBoyZz, and it seems to be the better choice now. Was not expecting that from gladi. I think IceBoyZz has actually been extraordinarily lucky in this game so far. I mean, surviving with 1 HP on the lift isn't something I've never seen before on this map, and also being gifted with a late death there from gladi. To me, it looked like gladi tried to front flip off, but he got blocked or something. Like he just kind of ran off forward instead of doing the front flip. And I definitely know how that feels. Dodge blocks are very common for me lately. Anyway, I find I need a lot more time than usual to kind of dodge, land, and then do another dodge. It's really annoying. But this has been a pretty decent game so far from both these players. I'd say this is so far proven to be one of the least death occurrences of Solar Moon that we've seen in the club so far. And to be honest, I mean, I think, well, a lot of players have been dying on this. I think, okay, IceBoyZz another death. If these players were playing against some of the better players in the cup on this map, the way that they're playing at the moment, they'd probably end up to win, both of them. So yeah, they seem to be going really well. And with that kind of early third death from IceBoyZz once again, this gives gladi a really good opportunity now to really keep the pressure on with 2-all and invite IceBoyZz to make another death. I'm wondering why gladi's taking so long to cap. Did he make a mistake in that room maybe? I'm not sure, but he has capped now. IceBoyZz has made it past what I call the second hardest part of the map. And he is now approaching the ice room, which is obviously what I would say is the hardest part of the map. Oh, Def and Gladi at the slope dodge gong shot. And yeah, no problems there for Ice. Yep, no lift jump fails, so this is okay, this is most certainly going to IceBoyZz because Gladi has given up, it would seem. And this is not the first time that we've seen it from Gladi at all. I believe he was standing still in mine and his game on Mystery Fortress, and I believe he rage quit against Templar on Abydos, the decider of the first map week. But that was really close. We had a few more deaths near the end of the game, as opposed to all the way throughout. So, good game. They didn't seem to have any idea what the maps are. They obviously, knowing that they're not going to make playoffs, have not practiced anything at all. Can't really say that I blame them, I guess. But I think these kind of games are quite cool to watch though sometimes, because it kind of gives you an indication as to how good the players are without nerves as such. And also without practice. I mean, I had to actually schedule this game over clan-based messaging today while I was at work. Had to message both IceBoyZz and Gladi because I had no idea what was going on with the scheduling for this, but it needed some intervention, and so it was just kind of spontaneously scheduled for today, earlier today, so that would further indicate that neither of these players have really practiced that much. So anyway, Abydos is going to be quite interesting because you really need to have a bit of practice here to stand a good chance. We've obviously got the difficult lava bouncer room halfway through, and then some 2 evil drops, and that flag room unpracticed. That flag drop is not going to be easy. But maybe they have practiced and I'm just talking shit. Who knows? Who knows? IceBoyZz taking an early lead actually. Gladi with 2 arrow hits already. I don't know how it's possible to swim faster than someone else, but that does appear to be the case so far. IceBoyZz already steaming ahead. Oh, what? Okay, Gladi has decided to explore the shortcut. What I'm talking about, the shortcut, the hidden room of this map. So that's great. That's something I appreciate a little bit less, to be honest. I mean, having some late deaths on Solar Moon when you strongly predict that your opponent has made it past the ice room, I kind of understand. Sitting out for the last kind of minute of that, if he's past the ice room and such, I understand that more anyway than just pissing around on this. But yeah, I mean, whatever. So IceBoyZz dead. He has died at the difficult lava bouncers. Which will happen a lot if you haven't practiced those lava bouncers, because there is a kind of specific technique to those. Dodging from quite far back is a better technique there, but you've also got to be careful with how you hold your direction keys on all of them really. Holding forward too much or holding back too much will kill you. You gotta know when to hold and release. But it looks like Gladi is no longer pissing around. He's actually gone past the hidden room area, so we might actually see a performance from him now. IceBoyZz makes it past the lava bridge. So this is where IceBoyZz died. Gladi is at now. Misses the shot there. He really wasn't that far off, and he had very good bounces, but it's not enough for him, unfortunately. Just so you all know, by the way, in the clan-based cups, if there's a situation where there's like a weird number of players and you can't get enough to fill the shape that the kind of structure that you want, then quite often supervisors will have to drop players that they think will be a bit more inactive or that have proven to no-show in the past. And I'm just gonna say this, but Gladi, I mean, if you're just gonna stand around on a map like this and not do shit, if it comes to another cup and players have to be dropped, then you are more likely to be dropped because of this kind of play, and we have seen it in your other games. Oh dear, in your other games before. So would appreciate it if you actually started doing something, because okay. Glad he suicides a minute later. Very good. So still 0-0. We've had more than 4 minutes played. IceBoyZz has at least certainly been trying throughout the whole 4.5 minutes anyway. And you wouldn't have actually known certainly that Gladi had failed there, because because Gladi was just standing there for ages. For all IceBoyZz knew, Gladi was actually pretty far on the map, maybe taking a death at the, I don't know, maybe the door before the flag or something. So IceBoyZz might kind of think, oh god, Gladi's knowing this quite well, better turn on my BT skills. So back to the lava bounce room for IceBoyZz. It's proven to be very difficult for him. I mean, that dodge looked a bit too much there, and he's now had to hold back. Ooh, god, that was close. There he kind of dodged, to me it looked like he dodged too close to the first one. He had to hold back a lot to compensate for that, but it almost looked like he held back too much, but he's okay. He has made it. And Gladi really not far behind. Could potentially even catch up, because these slopes do slow down a lot of players. Even the top high skill players who will struggle there. IceBoyZz makes it out first. So IceBoyZz will maintain his lead. No problem there for him. Gladi at the shots now. Really not a lot between these players. I mean, Gladi, if you were just playing the entire time, you'd probably be like a minute and a half in the lead with a cap. It's so annoying. I totally didn't watch IceBoyZz drop, but he has made that. Let's check out the Gladi drop. That was yeah, he's dead. He was like so close to the first beam, or like, well, one of the beams near the start, and then yeah, took a death. And standing still. forfeit. Next. Great. Right, let me take a screen of that. Wonderful. Next map being... oh, glad he does know the map. AdeonFactory. So this is 4-0 currently. It's IceBoyZz. As BT-AbydosCB has says, well, I'd hardly call it a loser's game. Both these players are so far 1-2 and lost 2 in their group, and it's been quite a close group. I mean, had my game versus Templar and Night Terror's game versus Hunter been different in the results, then this game would actually be very pivotal to both these players. If the results had been different in the last week, just the last week, then this could have been a very important match. So I'd hardly call it a loser's game anyway. But it's certainly not too important now. So this is maybe one of the easier maps of Division 1, I'm not really sure, but it is quite a long map, and it does offer a lot of kind of annoying little jumps and dodges where if you're just not really concentrating, or if you just have cold hands maybe or something, you can just take a really annoying death. Because this map is so well known by the community and very, very much liked by mostly everyone, I'd say. Ooh, that was close. Taking a death on this map can be quite difficult to. It can be difficult to pick yourself back up from taking that death, because it's such a difficult map for other people to die on if they know they have a decent lead. Like, it's just a nice map to take safe, but it can be a dangerous map to speedrun. So yeah, IceBoyZz with a tiny lead, really, not that much though. But he does decide to do that rim a bit faster than gladi. So it looks like it. Oh, yeah. I mean, even small mistakes like that are going to cost him, because that's gladi already pretty much with him now. Not quite, but. And this is tough dodge as well. Yeah, second go, and gladi has now caught up. They are neck and neck. This is why this map is so much a speed-based map. And gladi does the dodges and shots as they are meant to be done. Same for IceBoyZz, because he's, I assume, because he's still up to pay. Yeah, gets stuck on the slope, but oh, and gladi misses the door there, so this puts about 5 seconds between them. So it'll be interesting to see if anyone does a shortcut, or at least attempts to. Okay, okay. IceBoyZz has made the difficult bouncer, and wow, very nice. Gladi, ooh, that was close. Ooh, really interesting technique there from gladi. I didn't know you could make that without going on that last small box. I might have to hack that technique, because I always fuck up dodging onto that little box near the end. So this is going to be really, really interesting. I think if neither of these players die, it's all going to be down to who misses the shortcut, really. That they've both proven that they can do it comfortably, it looked like. So yeah. I mean, if neither of these players die and IceBoyZz misses the shortcut while Gladi makes it, I'd imagine Gladi would actually take the lead at their current. Oh, actually, there's a whole room between them now, so maybe not. Okay, no problem. Okay. Glad he somehow misses that first shot, but he's fine. And makes it. So IceBoyZz decides to shoot the button from the top there, and so that door is open for quite a while, but I mean it does shut quite soon after he goes through it, so definitely seems faster to me, but maybe not. I'm not really sure. I tend to shoot it while I'm actually on that mover before I dodge over. Gladi, yeah, the lead seems to be increasing and further increasing for IceBoyZz. IceBoyZz does seem like the faster player. I mean, he's had, in his first one, he had a few little mistakes here and there in the climbing room for the long vertical, that long vertical room with the button at the top, and he obviously got stuck there a bit on that slope. But this has been a pretty, what seems like almost flawless run for IceBoyZz, so we could see quite an interesting time here, even. I mean, if he makes a shortcut now, will it be on par for record time? I'm not really sure, but it seemed like a really good run. Makes a shortcut, shot at least, and has made the shortcut again, so gonna check out the time here. So 4:18 with waiting time, and 3:03. Very, very good time there. It looks like Gladi has also made the shortcut. He's really maintained that distance. Yeah, wow, 2-all. Really, really high skill game so far. And it looks like IceBoyZz had a death just now. He died. He must have died at this slope. At this dodge here. And again, dodge block. So Gladi now with the lead, but IceBoyZz is the faster competitor of the two. So the pressure's on now for Gladi. Another death from IceBoyZz. Wow, what's going on? Is he going for the record time? Super. Could you do me a favour if you're listening, or someone? Could you tell me what the record time is for AdeonFactory at the moment? And say it in the BT channel, because that's the one that I have open in the background. What? Oh god, that was intense from Gladi. Super informs me that 3:03 is nowhere near the record. It is 2:54 by Dylan. That is very, very impressive. It just shows how little of speedrunning knowledge I have in this community. To me that seemed like a really fast time for IceBoyZz, but apparently not. So Gladi will be in the middle of a little rage at the moment, because I mean he's just thrown away his potential victory here. I don't even know what happened there. Like the lift went up and he jumped a little bit after the lift had even stopped moving, so I don't know how on earth he thought he was going to make that. Must have just been some lag issue or something, don't know. Maybe just the nerves. And apparently the i4 game's record time converted to BT time is 2:49, which means that Dylan's cup record is only 5 seconds off that at 2:54, and still very respectable time from IceBoyZz. I think that's what, 14 seconds off. Really not that bad, considering how popular this map is and how well known I'm sure it is to many speedrunners. So I'm sure that's a very competitive record time there. So we've had another death from Gladi. I didn't see where it was, so this looks all sealed and done for. IceBoyZz with potentially more deaths in this map because he had so many at the start there. Has jump, okay. Has now made it for a 6-0 victory if he makes a shot. Yeah. Wow. Let's get the screenshot before Gladi rages. That's good. Great. So really good game there from IceBoyZz. 6-0 victory. That was a really close AbydosFactory. Neither player died for their first 2 runs. And then at 2-all, IceBoyZz started to bring out the epic deaths. And then Gladi with a major lead fails to do the lava lift jump. So yeah, that's your result for you. Really good game from both players, and it was a pleasure to spectate an admin, except for the AFK stuff from Gladi. That was a bit annoying. But yeah, so I think we've got 1 game left today, and that is dependent on Zorf appearing. I mean, I think he said earlier that he would be available at 21 CET or 22 CET. It's now 15 minutes past that time there, so we're kind of waiting on Zorf. Really hope that he does show up, because the result of this game is crucial for Twisty Tank finals. Yeah, I mean, a lot rests on this game, even though neither of the players in that game will proceed. But as far as I know, Zorf did want to play the game, so his not being here I don't think is a result of him not caring. I think he must just be busy or forgotten about it or something. So hopefully a bit later tonight we will see that game, and yeah, it should be a good game, and I'm sure very nerve-wracking for Twisty Tank finals, who now at this point can do nothing more for that playoff spot. Random highlight from Asterix. Thank you, Asterix. So I'm going to end the stream here. I'm going to end it with a song that I've heard recently. I don't know if anyone has seen the recent story about this poor guy who recently died from terminal cancer. He was told only months ago that he had months to live, and he died this Monday. And he did a song which I think is really good, so I'm just going to play that to end the stream. It's quite upsetting even to listen to, but I really like the song, so I hope you enjoy, and hopefully we'll see you again shortly for the Div 3 game, which I look forward to. So thanks a lot for watching, and bye bye.
I fell down, down, down to this dark and lonely hole. There was no one there to care about me anymore, and I needed a way to climb and grab a hold of the edge. You were sitting there holding a rope, and we'll go up nicer up here, my dear. It won't be long now, it won't be long now. When we get back on land, well, I'll never get my chance. Be ready to live and it'll be ripped right out my hands. And maybe someday we'll take a little ride, go up, 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 and everything will be just fine.